Hey guys, this is Spartan from Team Mash of Evil. You know, deck profile on my Angel Feather Ergodiel Ride Chain deck. So, let's get started. Our starter Vanguard is Miracle Feather Nurse. What she does is, if you ride the grade 1 of the Ride Chain, which is named Heavily Injector, you get to search the top 7 cards of your deck for the grade 2 or grade 3 of the Ride Chain, which is Fate Healer Ergodiel or Cosmo Healer Ergodiel. So yeah, and the secondary effect of Miracle Feather Nurse is if you ride any other Angel Feathers over this card, you get to move this to the rear guard. So that's about it. And our trigger lineup is a crit, which is pretty standard. I want to run stand triggers over critical triggers because this deck doesn't have a lot of hard hitters or like on Vanguard, on hit Vanguard or on hit effects in general. So yeah. For draw triggers, it's pretty good if you ever damage check it or even drive check them, and also for especially for Angel Feathers, you usually want to switch this card out from your hand to the damage zone. So yeah, and then 4 heal triggers, saves games, and in this deck, specializes in healing a lot. So, in most cases, you want to recycle this heal back into your deck if you use it for boosting and such. So yeah. Then our grade 1 lineup is for Heavily Injector. As I mentioned before, she's the grade 1 of the Ride Chain. She'll have extra 1,000 in the Vanguard circle if she rolled over Miracle Feather Nurse here. And her secondary effect is if the grade 2 Ride Chain rises over this, you get to switch card from your hand from a card in the damage zone. So yeah. And you gotta run 4 for consistency, so yeah. For Burst Shot Bethanel, he is your standard AK vanilla booster. So it's just to get like a hit for good numbers. Pretty much it, and yeah. For Peer Keeper Raquels, she's your Angel Feather No Guard. Basically, like any other No Guards, you put in a guard circle, discard the card from your hand, which is a card out of the same clan in your hand, and to the drop zone, and it'll block an attack for that battle. So yeah, pretty good. So. And I run 2 Clutch Rifle Angel. He's your Vanguard 10k booster. When you have the equal amount of damage or more than your opponent, so it's pretty easy to get off. So yeah. Alright, our grade 2 lineup is I run for Fate Healer Ergodiel. He's the grade 2 of the Ride Chain. And you get +1 for having the grade 1 in the soul. And let's see what else. The secondary effect is if the grade 3 of the Ride Chain rises over this, you get to swap out 2 cards from your hand to the 2 cards from your hand to the damage zone. So basically the same thing, except just 2 cards. Other than that, it's basically a 9k vanilla in the rear guard, so you can't do much with this guy, but it's just part of the Ride Chain, so yeah. Then I run 3 Gatling Shot Barbiel. He is the the grade 2 10k vanilla in this deck. Got hit good numbers as I mentioned before. So yeah. Then 2 core memory Armoros. What she does is if she lands a hit on if she lands a hit in general, you can counterblast 2 and draw a card. So this card's pretty good at pressuring your opponent. Also, I want to run more than 2 because which I get to later on with my grade 3 lineup or the ride chain grade 3. So yeah. Then I run 2 Love Machine Gun Nocio. What she does, if you place her on her rear guard, you get to swipe a card from your hand to the damage zone. So I would run the grade 1 version of this, but there wasn't any room for me to actually put it in. So, but I may reconsider putting it in. And also I want to run more than 2 of these in the deck as well, because she's just a vanilla afterwards, after her effect is done. So so you only probably use her for intercepting in most cases, or just poke at your opponent. So yeah. And then our grade 3 lineup is for Cosmo Healer Ergodiel. He's the grade 3 ride train. His first effect is having the grade 2 in his soul. You get extra 1k in the Vanguard circle. And secondary effect is if you land a hit on the Vanguard, you get the Persona Blast, which is you counterblast 2, discard the same card from your hand to the drop zone, and you get to heal 1 damage in your damage zone, which is pretty good. Essentially, this is you can say is a counterblast 1, but well, not really, since you just need counterblast 2. So you just, yeah, like this card is pretty good when you're ahead, since you get healing while you're actually less damage than your opponent. It's pretty OP in my opinion. So you gotta run 4 of these just so you get this off more often, or pressure your opponent more often. So yeah. And then let's see. What else can I say about this card? And 2 of these are SP. So I run 2 Circular Saw Kiriel. She is the what she does is she has a limit break where for damage she gains 5,000 for attacking the Vanguard. And her secondary effect is when you place this on the Vanguard, you get a counterblast 1, and then choose 1 face up Angel Feather from your damage zone and call it to the rear guard, and then put the top deck to the damage zone face down. So yeah, this is pretty good for filling up your field. And also she's a good finisher over Ergodiel, since she hits for higher numbers. This deck could probably hit for 25 at most with this, or actually 28 if you actually use the grade 0 crit trigger from the soul charging effect, which is this. So basically, if you have this, clutch rifle angel behind her and soul charge, you'll be able to hit up to 28, which is a magic number for cross rides. So it's pretty good. But yeah. And that's about it about her. And I run 2 Drill Bullet Genial. What he does is, as a Vanguard or rear guard, if he attacks the Vanguard, he gets an additional 2,000. So if you have a Bethnel behind him, he'll be hitting for 20. So it's good against those 10k Vanguards. And let's see. And yeah, so, and he's probably the few power hitters in this deck as a rear guards, or the only power hitter in this deck as a rear guard. Yeah. So like like any other grade ones behind them will probably hit good numbers at to any cross rides, and so yeah. So basically this deck is pretty good with it's basically you just want to pressure your opponent and guard against Ergodiel most of the time in this deck. Let's see. Compared to 8 other Angel Feather decks, this doesn't do as much damage zone swapping like it does with the Shamsel deck. So, but it still does it pretty often. But I would run those the ponies or the Pegasus in this deck. So, like most other decks do, or Angel Feathers deck. So yeah. So that's it on my deck profile. If you'd like more videos of this, please subscribe to our channel, and see you guys next time.